Welcome to Lenny's Math Activities. Today we're going to make a frog which we can practice jumping. All right, so here's what we'll start with. We're going to start with a square that is, this particular square is 5.5 inches. You can make it any size that you want, and sometimes once the kids have learned to make the folds, they'll see how small of a paper they can start with to make a frog. But we're going to start with this square. And we're going to fold it diagonally so that we end up with a right rectangle, or excuse me, a right triangle. This is a isosceles right triangle because both of the sides are the same. This is the hypotenuse and these are the legs. Depending on the level of your students, you can share that with your students. The area of this is 1, and the area of this would be 1/2. We're going to unfold and then we're going to fold on the other diagonal or the other line of symmetry. So we end up again with another right isosceles triangle. Then we're also going to fold horizontally. So when we fold horizontally along another line of symmetry, we end up with a rectangle. In this case, the area of this rectangle is also half of the full square that we started with. The next fold we're going to do is a little bit tricky. What we're going to do is we're going to fold these corners in. So we're going to fold these, we're going to push this to the inside. We're going to do the same on the other side so that we end up with, again, a right triangle. In this case, the area of this right triangle is 1/4 of the full square, which you can see here. Okay? So taking my right triangle that I have now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it down and I'm going to make some folds. The first fold that I'm going to make I call an airplane fold. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this corner and I'm going to fold it in like we used to when we made airplanes, and I'm going to put a crease, and then I'm going to fold it back. So kind of like the way that I remember making airplanes. So we end up kind of with this here, which is going to be one of the parts of the frog. We're going to do the same thing with the other side, folding to the middle, putting a crease, and then we're going to fold back again so that we end up with something that looks kind of like this. My next step is I'm going to turn my frog over. And now I'm going to take this and I'm going to fold it up to the top. So I'm going to fold it up to the top so that this top part here now, when I get done, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. My top part is going to be, what I have is I have a little square here. And you might want to investigate how the area of that square relates to the full square that I start with. My next fold is going to be to take this and I'm going to fold it up. All right, so I'm going to fold it in half. All right, so it looks, so what I did was I took it and I folded it in half so it looked like this. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take this and I'm going to fold it back halfway. So it ends up looking from the side, it looks like this. These little flaps right here now I'm going to make so it looks a little bit more like a frog with little froggy legs. I'm going to put some legs here so that it ends up looking a little bit more like a frog. And depending on the paper that you use, the stiffness of it, this is just regular construction paper, but now to make my frog jump, I just hold my finger here and I let my finger slip off so that it jumps. And what you can do with your frogs now, there's lots of different things. We can have a frog Olympics. So I could have a long jump to see how far I could get it to jump. I could have a triple jump, go 3 times to see how far. I could do it several times and calculate the mean, median, mode, and range of my jumps. I could make a box and whisker chart of the information that I have. So lots of different graphs and representations. My wife, for her second graders, had me create a little high jump. So if you look over here, you could have a high jump. I made a little high jump for her that the kids enjoy doing. So then you could have a little Olympics to see how high you could get it to go. And you can see that you can actually get some pretty good jumping with it. So I think there's lots of different activities that you can do with it. I would like to, there is a 2009 Teaching Children Mathematics. There is in Math by the Month, there's lots of other activities you can do in grades K through 2, 3 through 5, and 6 through 8. There's also a website, Froggy on Ice, which has some activities. This is my email address and my web page, where I have a link for some other activities that you can do with this. So thank you very much.